Welcome back, everybody,
Welcome.
to another episode of the Serving Scandalous podcast.
Oh yeah.
This episode today is all about petty parents.
Oh my goodness. Petty
Mm-hmm.
parents.
Yeah. Sometimes these parents be a little, out of control.
I feel you on that.
And somebody needs to call them out.
Hey, we here for it.
Mm-hmm. And these people are turning to Reddit for advice on how to deal with these petty parents.
Okay.
So this is going to be an interesting journey on this episode.
Hey, I'm with it.
So all of our parents who are watching, please join in and let us know, do you agree with the petty parent or not?
Okay.
Shout out to all of our Patreon members.
Shout out.
Shout out to our loyal subscribers.
Oh yeah, definitely shout out.
We hope you guys enjoyed today's show. And without further ado, let's just jump right on into it.
Let's do it.
My husband and his big mouth hurt our daughter's feelings.
Man.
Here we go. From the beginning, my husband and I knew we wanted to be parents one day, but becoming parents ended up happening before we planned due to a condom breaking. Although surprised, I wasn't too upset about getting pregnant. We welcomed our baby girl into the world. A few years later, we tried again for baby number 2. We had trouble getting pregnant, so we used IVF. We were lucky to have gotten pregnant on the first round, and we had our son. Our daughter is now 15, and our son is 9. While at home one evening, my husband and I were discussing a family friend who's dealing with infertility, and I mentioned IVF. My son asked me, "What's that?" I explained and said, "We use that to have you." My daughter asked if we used IVF to have her. I was about to say no and leave it at that when my husband butted in and said, "No, you're here because the condom broke."
What? That's messed up.
He said it while laughing.
Oh.
My
Wow.
daughter immediately looked hurt. Since our daughter is 15, we've had the birds and the bees talk, so she knows about safe sex, condoms, etc. She also knows that condoms aren't always effective, and she knows about other forms of birth control. After her dad said that, I quickly added, "You were a surprise, but a much welcome surprise. We always plan on having kids. It just happened a few years sooner than expected." Our daughter just nodded her head and quietly said, "Okay." But I could tell she was really upset. I later told my husband to apologize and make sure she understands that she's loved and wanted. He told me I was overreacting, so I spoke with our daughter myself. She seemed to feel a little better, but still wasn't completely happy.
I believe it.
It's been a few weeks. She has made little jabs here and there, not in a playful way. Clearly, she's still hurt. She had said to her dad, "Well, clearly I was just some big mistake." Or she'll say, "Sorry for inconveniencing you." My husband got fed up and told her she's being dramatic and he didn't mean anything by that. He later told me to tell her to cut it out, and I said no. He has to deal with the consequences of what he said. She's a sensitive teenage girl. That's a scary combination when they feel rejected or unwanted by their fathers. My husband is now saying I'm wrong for not intervening. Am I the asshole?
Nah. He's the asshole for that.
We all agree he's the asshole for what he said, but I guess she's asking, is she the asshole for not stepping in to tell the daughter that it was just a joke?
No.
She should stay out of it?
Yeah, I mean, well, she should be in it, trying to comfort the daughter, but
Not stick up for the dad.
yeah, like that was a crazy move for him to pull, and then being like, "Oh, you as a mom, please fix this. You need to fix this. You caused the problem." Yeah,
I agree.
that's terrible.
Yeah, and I'm sure he didn't mean it in a mean way, but you were talking to a child.
Yeah, he thought it was a joke.
Yeah, you don't really joke with your child about that kind of stuff.
Nah,
She's not even mature enough to understand or
right.
even receive the joke. And I always tell people it's not a joke unless everybody's laughing.
Yeah, for sure.
She wasn't laughing, so it just was cruel.
She just hurt now, clearly.
So it was cruel. He wants his wife to basically back him, and she's saying, "No, this on you. You fix it."
As he should, to me.
He definitely should fix it. I think he's just asking for the wife to kind of like tell the daughter like, Your dad didn't mean it. He loves you.
That's not her job. It's his job to do that. Yeah, he should be putting in way more effort to comfort his daughter.
Instead of just calling her dramatic and telling her she needs to chill out.
Right. That ain't good.
But sometimes men always defer to the wife / the mother for these emotional kind of situations. Even when the dad causes it, they still refer to the mom, the more nurturing, emotional side of the relationship, to smooth things over and fix problems all the time.
I understand
So
that.
I feel like he being a typical man.
I guess you can say that, but he still has a bulk of the work to do.
He does. He needs to take his daughter out, daddy-daughter date, and explain to
Mm-hmm.
her all that and reassure her of her place and space in their lives.
Right, because she probably feels a different type of love now. Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
like I was just an accident. Like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness, like y'all didn't really want me.
But he don't want to put in the work to fix it. He just want to tell her she being dramatic and just want to scoot everything under the rug. And I'm glad that she's holding him accountable for his words.
Yep.
You know, because we also don't want her to think that a man can just say whatever to you and then he could just move on. He's uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad she's still holding her dad's feet to the fire. I'm glad that the wife / the mom isn't help smooth this over for him.
Right.
Let this be a lesson to him. And hopefully he does patch things up back with his daughter.
Yeah.
You want to know what some of the commenters had to say?
Yeah, what they talking about?
Someone said, not the asshole. He told his kid they were an accident, basically a mistake. He deserves the full weight and repercussions of his stupidity and callousness. What an asshole. I know he meant it as a joke, but come on, dude. Take your head out of your ass. You're not sitting around raising your buddies. This is your teenage daughter. He insulted his child and hurt her, made her feel unwanted and like she was a mistake. Now he wants to throw his hissy fit and demand his wife make her stop being mean to him, 'cause boo-hoo. Ugh. Nope. You're totally right. He made this mess and he needs to face the consequences.
He do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he doing that, but I mean, I get it, but he tripping.
There are a lot of fathers who are not, and just men in general, are not emotionally intelligent enough to deal with this.
I get that.
And that's no fault of the daughters. I don't think she needs to overcompensate or do whatever because her dad is emotionally immature.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully this is a lesson for him so he can learn and grow.
Yeah. If he
And
learns
right.
and grows.
If he doesn't.
You know, but that's good that she said no too. I'm not about to, fix this for you. You need to fix this for yourself, because she could have said, I'll try to fix it. And then he would have just been looking at her like, did you fix it?
Yeah.
Like, what? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Someone else said, not the asshole. My son is 18 and overheard his dad question if he was actually his son one time while we were in the middle of a divorce. Of course, my son is his, and that's been proven. But my son never forgave his dad for that, no matter how often my ex has apologized, and over time they have really drifted apart because of that.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I think as parents, you got to just be more mindful of what you say, what you do when it comes to your kids, because there's a bunch of crazy, terrible adults walking around this world because of their parents messed them up.
Yeah.
There's no perfect parent. Just do your best to not mess over your child.
Of course, because your children looking up to you. I mean, you are their person. Like, they people. So
Yep.
whatever you do gonna always impact them.
And dad made a mistake. That's not the thing. Like, he's human. He
For
can
sure.
make a mistake, but it's how you fix it. And he not doing enough to fix it. That's the problem.
Right. Yep, absolutely.
Someone else said, not the asshole, but I have bad news for you. She's going to remember that the rest of her life, that she was a mistake. Your husband is an ass. No matter what he says now, no matter what he would have said right after, that's what she's going to remember. The fact that she's jabbing at him with it means that she hasn't forgotten. She'll never forget. When she's hurt, down, lonely, sad, she's going to think about what a mistake she was. When she gets in trouble or needs help, she's not going to ask anyone to help, especially her parents, to help fix their mistake. The fact that a grown man would say something like that to his own child and laugh about it tells me what kind of man you married. Your daughter has my pity. You might want to think about some counseling for her. Well, yeah.
That's a good suggestion, though.
Counseling's always good. I mean, they really nailing him to the cross.
Hey, it is what it is.
Someone else said he basically told her she was an accident, but you fought hard to create your son. I'd be super hurt too. Your husband is an idiot. The fact that he can't understand why she's upset is wild to me. He definitely needs to talk to her properly about how technically she wasn't planned, but she means the world to him and is so glad to have her, etc. He was trying to be funny at her expense, and now he's butthurt that it backfired on him. Not the asshole, but your husband is.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just keep it real. Most people walking around are unplanned.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's all good.
You know?
Right.
There are a lot of children and people who turn out to be amazing adults, and the parents wasn't sitting here counting their ovulation days and like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, it's definitely the way he handling it. That's the crazy part. It's not even what I mean. Of course, it starts him making the comment, but it's about how he's handling it after, which is just crazy.
I mean, if he just had the emotional intelligence to explain that it wasn't a jab and just told her, most people in this world didn't come to the T. Some are, but a lot of people aren't. Some people just, we was on vacation. That's like a common thing. A lot of people get pregnant who are not actively trying to get pregnant. Sometimes it just happens. It's most of us. So if he could have just sat down and told her that's really not a jab, you were with the majority of everybody in this world. But he just don't have the emotional intelligence to explain that to her.
Exactly. He tripping.
And, you know, I think counseling will do well. But he just needs to watch his mouth. And not saying he can't make a mistake, but when he makes a mistake, he needs to know how to fix it. And stop looking to his wife to fix everything.
That's crazy.
Well, y'all, this next story, I'm not going to spoil it. No spoilers. Let's just jump right on into it.
Okay.
Am I the asshole? I punched my stepdaughter in the face.
What? Hey, knockout. I guess it just depends on the details.
Oh, do it?
I mean, that's kind of crazy. If she was getting wailed on, I mean, if she just got one in, I mean, that would be.
Let me clarify.
Okay.
It's not stepmother, stepdaughter. This is stepfather, stepdaughter. He punched her in the face.
What?
This was a man. Yeah.
Oh, see? This the details.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
This is a man. All I'm gonna say is hear him out.
Okay. We
Hear him out.
gotta hear him out. Jeez. Yeah, that's
You know,
crazy.
have you ever heard the saying, at least we say it in the legal community, especially criminal attorneys always say, just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty.
Okay.
I think this is the perfect example of just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty.
Okay, well, we're not all in the legal field, so I mean, when you hear this.
But when you hear what happened, you gonna see.
Okay, well, give us the details.
You know, just like if you kill somebody one day, that doesn't mean you're guilty of murder. Sometimes you got justifications.
But the person is still gone.
They gone.
Right.
But is it murder? Let's hear this. Let's hear it out.
Yeah, let's see what happened.
I just be taunting y'all.
Jesus.
Here we go. I'm 38. My wife is 44. My stepdaughter is 14. I've been with my wife since my stepdaughter was 8. I met her when she was 9. And we got married when she was 10. So they got together when she was 8. He met her when she was 9. Got married when she was 10.
Okay.
We have an okay relationship. We aren't super close, but she's not disrespectful towards me. But there is one issue that I have with her, and it's her pranks.
Oh, Lord.
She loves to prank people. She does a variety of pranks, hiding car keys. She's even hid in the fridge, something I still find to be very weird, to scare the first person who opened the door.
Right.
How you hide in the fridge?
Right. I mean, they must got them a deep
And why is
fridge.
your nasty behind in there where the food is kept?
Right. What?
I'm going to leave that there.
Too heavy of a prankster.
Well, last Wednesday, when I got home, it seemed like I was the only one there. Only my shoes were at the door. I yelled out for my wife and my stepdaughter, but no one answered. So I thought it was somewhat normal. My wife works late sometimes, and my stepdaughter has a lot of extracurricular activities after school. So I began playing with my dog, a German Shepherd / Husky mix for those who will ask.
Nice.
And after that, I went to the bathroom. When I got in the bathroom, I noticed the door to the cabinet, I guess there's a cabinet there, was open. I thought nothing of it. I unzipped my pants, and that's when I saw a shadow behind the shower curtains.
What?
I thought the worst and immediately punch the shadow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What? I'm punching shadows too. I'm sorry. I mean, what are we talking about?
Well, guess what? It was my stepdaughter.
Oh, hey, you just got caught in the fire. I mean, dang. That's terrible. You can't be pranking like that. You cannot be pranking like that.
I've pranked you and my dad before, but not in that way. Like, I'll be hiding, like, I might just be walking to a part of the house and then I hear you come down the stairs and I go, boo, like something like that.
Right. That's
But you
bad
know I'm
too.
home, like,
Right.
I'll do little stuff like that.
Right.
A little jump scare.
I mean, what? Yeah, I get that.
I did do it to my dad one time and he told me don't scare him because it might go bad.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
but yeah, I ain't never pretended to not be home. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because there are burglars out there and creeps out there. Like, you can't be doing that.
Well, you was ready to crucify the man 5 seconds ago. Let's continue.
Man, come on now.
Well, it was my stepdaughter. She was making a prank video, and I had not noticed she propped her phone up in the bathroom cabinet. I have a problem with her trying to prank people in the bathroom.
Right. Me too.
Let's say she just left her phone in there and she wasn't hiding in the curtains of the shower. Why are you pranking somebody in the bathroom? Why is your phone set up to record anything going on in the bathroom, little girl?
Right.
Like, are you crazy?
Right. Yeah, she doing the most.
Like, that's not even an appropriate prank.
It's not.
So, I don't know what you got going on.
Yeah, she ain't
But,
got
I
no-
mean, play stupid game, win stupid prizes.
Right.
Let's continue. I'm not gonna lie. I did not hold back. I punched as hard as I could.
Wow.
Her nose looked broken. And when I realized it, I flipped out and so did she. After maybe 5 minutes of freaking out, I drove her to urgent care and called my wife. Her nose was indeed broken
Right.
and needs about 6 to 12 weeks to heal. My stepdaughter won't talk to me. My wife thinks that my actions may have been justified, but also thinks that I could have approached it with more caution, which she refuses to elaborate on. Am I the asshole?
Oh, you're not the asshole.
I would say he's the asshole if he knew he wasn't home alone, right?
Of course.
Like if you got a child in the house that do pranks, if your wife or your stepdaughter was home, I think just punching the damn curtains is crazy.
Right.
But he thinks he's alone.
Right.
There's no shoes at the door. He calls out wife and stepdaughter's names. He thinks he is alone, which means he thinks it's a intruder.
Exactly.
And I'm telling you, if you think an intruder up in here, do what you got to do.
Exactly.
So I don't think he's the asshole, and I don't think that he should have proceeded with caution with the facts given. Now, if he knew the daughter or the wife, somebody was home, then don't be punching shadows if you know somebody home.
Right. Right. Right.
But under these circumstances,
That's what I'm saying. Right.
I bet she won't ever pull a prank like this again. I damn sure know she ain't gonna pull it in the bathroom.
Right.
But that's what I have to say. What do you have to say?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, he had every right to. I mean, he was just defending himself at that point. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he thinks it's a burglar or an intruder at that point. If I see somebody, if I don't think somebody's home and I see a shadow in the bathroom,
It's over.
that means, oh yeah, it's definitely over. Because I'm thinking he just hiding. He is hiding.
From you.
Yeah, and it's
He was like,
another,
oh,
it's another
he
man.
came home.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm giving him all I got. It is what it is. We are fighting.
Yeah.
She lucky she just got one punch.
Yeah. I agree.
What?
What you have to say?
What?
Do you think he was wrong? Tell the people.
No.
No. It's a terrible situation.
Yeah, it is.
I couldn't imagine my nose being broken. She probably would look different too because the nose is the center of your face. And for that thing to break, your nose, she probably won't ever look the same again.
Yeah, maybe.
So this is a life lesson, something that she ain't never gonna forget. Every day she look in the mirror about something that was so avoidable.
Yeah.
I think I don't want to give her too much because she's still a dumb kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks that one bad decision could alter your life like that. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she could have altered her life any type of prank. It could have been anything.
Yeah.
It could have went south. Like,
I guess this teaches her the severity of pranking, and when you go too far.
yeah, she need to stop that.
I wish you ain't have a broke nose, little girl. I
For sure.
I wish I'm sorry you got hit that hard.
Yeah. He thought you was somebody else.
Maybe the wife feels like he should have yanked the curtain open first instead of just swinging, but I don't know what man wouldn't swing first.
Exactly.
She better be glad it was a punch.
Right.
Because if it happened to be some men I know,
right. Exactly.
weapons might have been used.
Could have been anything.
Okay? If a person think there's an intruder in their home, a punch is...
Right. The bare minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because lucky if they do have guns in the home, she lucky that the gun wasn't like at arm's reach.
Yep.
Because most people don't keep their guns in the bathroom. Because, I mean, this could have really went left.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe a broke nose is the least of her problems. Well, guess what?
What?
Say it.
There's an update?
Yep.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Let's address a few things. My stepdaughter pranks aren't just situated on me. I guess he's reading some of the people's comments and just, clarifying some things.
Okay.
She has pulled pranks on her friends, the neighbors, at school. The school has called my wife several times about this, and they have resulted in mild vandalism. So she's been cutting up with these pranks.
I see.
The refrigerator prank, I'll explain. She was 11 at the time when it happened, not a grown teenager as she is now. It was a brand new and very large refrigerator that my uncle bought and showed it off to everyone. So she climbed in until he opened it again. My wife yelled at her that she could have suffocated in there and took her outside and scolded her for some time. Mm-hmm. Now, let's talk about the video. The video, I guess the phone was not facing the toilet at all, just the shower curtain. However, the issue still remains that this was a massive invasion of privacy. The video has been deleted, and my stepdaughter has admitted it was purely her fault. Well, duh. Now, here's the update. It's been a chaotic week. My wife still refuses to elaborate on how the situation should have been handled better. I showed this post to her, and as a result, she's made a 180 turn. She suddenly thought it may be time to stage an intervention with her daughter, and I agreed. Mm-hmm. So I guess a little public pressure.
Right.
We brought some of her friends as well as my cousin's wife, Jess, over. Jess is a police officer from another state, and my stepdaughter seems to respect her. In this intervention, we stated how we each were affected by various pranks and how, in turn, they affected us. Jess also spoke about how much these pranks border criminal territory, meaning she should have been arrested or face retaliation. It seems to have gotten to her as she cried a bit and promised to do better. When everybody else left, Jess stayed behind and brought to our attention about a disciplinary camp that we could send her to. The program is 6 weeks long and involves group therapy, individual therapy, and constructive projects, whatever that means. And it was held on a university's campus. The program apparently has good reviews. My wife seemed dead set on sending her to this camp for her to figure out her core problems. I'm a little hesitant about sending the kid away from home, but I'm just a step parent, so I have no say. There's the update.
Hey, that's not a bad suggestion. I mean, they pretty much trying to save her.
I don't know if her behavior is bad enough to go away to a behavior camp. She just doesn't, she's a child and she doesn't understand the magnitude of her pranks, but she's pranky. You know what I'm saying? I do think that there are really bad kids out there who might need a disciplinary camp. They might be robbing people, stealing, not going to school, disrespecting the elders, cussing out their teachers, slapping their mama. Let's not forget the story where that boy slapped his mama. Remember that?
Yeah.
To me, that triggers behavior camp. These pranks are just immature. They speak to her maturity, but I don't know if she need a camp.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but the situations could have been worse. Just like you said. I mean, what if he did have a gun in the bathroom, and she did get blown away? Like,
well, she wouldn't be here to go to no camp.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Her pranks could put her in a situation.
I mean, I think she learned now.
Did she?
She got a broke nose as a girl. I think the lesson is
So ladies, why
if somebody broke your nose behind the prank, I think this the lesson. I think she got the lesson.
Well, if she got the lesson, then fine. Then I don't think that they will be thinking about disciplinary camp then, right?
Well, the disciplinary camp came as a suggestion from this person who was there for the intervention.
You're
Um,
right.
I just don't. She's just immature. To me, behavior camps are for like little menaces to society.
I get what you're saying, but she needs to. Okay, if she learned her lesson, then no camp. But if she didn't learn her lesson and she going as hard as she is, I mean, she was in the bathroom and got hit. Like, what else is she doing?
Well, we know she pranking, but I don't know if she did another prank after that nose broke.
Right. I would see how she acting there. If she going as strong as she
Well,
going
yeah.
right now, then maybe.
If after her nose got broke and she don't stop, we got a problem.
Right.
Because that should be most valuable lesson. Was that.
Yeah.
So if she's still pranking after getting her nose broke, then she might have a problem. But
Right.
without her doing anything, I don't know if just sending her to a camp because of the video
Nah.
is right.
I agree with that.
If she continue on after getting her nose broke by a man, then she ain't got no fear.
Exactly.
And now we got a problem. So I say hold off on the camp and see how she behaves. Because I think the nose breaking
should be enough.
that should do it.
Right. Yep.
And maybe some therapy. Because I still got to think about this being a 15-year-old child. She still was hit by a man. Like hit full force by a man.
True.
In her face.
Yeah.
Even though she brought this upon herself, she never didn't think that was going to be the outcome.
Right.
So she might need to deal with some trauma. Because I would be dealing with trauma if a man punched me square in the face and broke my nose. And she's a child. Let's get her a little therapy too.
Yeah, I hope she learned a lesson though. Mm-hmm. And therapy is a good option too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hopefully she's just not pranking no more, or maybe little pranks, but nothing.
Mm-hmm. I think she should want to leave all pranks alone.
Yeah, she should just stop in general.
I think so too.
Put that to a halt.
I think so too. Someone said in the comments, please find another solution other than the program. They prey on vulnerable people and families. Reviews can be fake. The abuse is insidious. Signed, a former troubled teen.
Oh, wow. Okay, well.
You ever been to camp?
Yeah, I've been to camps.
I ain't go to no behavior camp.
No.
Yeah.
No. I went to like sports camps and...
I did summer camp every summer.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
But never an away camp. I went to summer camp during the day.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did like overnight camps and stuff.
Yeah, my parents ain't played at sleepover stuff. I didn't do no overnight camps. But I went to like camps during the day. Like when my mom was at work and it's the summertime, they didn't just let me sit home all summer until I got to a certain age. Once I was a teenager, I don't even think they let me sit home. They would put me in like college prep. I hated it, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
It wouldn't be the entire summer, but it would be a very good portion of it. But once I got of age, I was working in my summers. I was making my money. Okay. I was a cashier at my local grocery store. I had little internships here and there. But I'm saying as a child, I went to like a camp during the day, like for the same hours that you would be in school. Mm-hmm. And we would go on field trips, things like that.
No, I feel you.
That's where I had my first fight.
Oh,
it was summer camp. Mm-hmm. Did we tell it on Patreon?
Possibly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I don't know about this camp, but.
No, I feel you. I
said, do not, and I repeat, do not send her to a disciplinary camp. Get her therapy and make her do some community service. If you send her to that camp, she will be broken beyond repair. What the hell going on at these camps?
Right. I mean, of course, I would try everything else before, like, just sending her away to some disciplinary camp. Maybe don't send her.
Sound like boarding school or something.
All right. I mean, but you got to do something. That's what I'm pretty much saying.
I hope for her sake the broken nose was enough.
I hope so, too.
I hope so. Because if it ain't enough, then she really got a problem.
Right.
Someone else said, why are you okay being married to such a bad person? You talking to the husband calling the wife a bad person.
What? How is the husband calling the wife a bad person?
No, they're asking the husband, because the husband wrote this in. Okay. Why are you okay with being married to such a bad person?
Why is the wife a bad person?
Like, why are you okay with being married to her? She's a bad person.
Right. Why is the wife a bad person? What does the wife do?
Oh Lord, my earring's stuck. I guess they saying at first the wife told him that he could have handled it differently. Oh. She didn't really get on board until he showed her, look at Reddit. Everybody on my side, Yeah. And then I guess they saying the wife is a bad person because she wants to send the girl to the disciplinary camp, and the stepdad is like, nah, I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I think those are the reasons.
I guess. Yeah, I feel you.
Y'all be so quick to just call somebody bad or Tell somebody, leave somebody.
True.
I don't know if we at that point.
We not. You know, we not.
Someone said, does your wife ever think for herself or does she just go with the latest post?
Why are we going so hard on the wife? Because of the disciplinary camp?
It's probably the camp really pissed people off. I think the first thing was when she said that the husband, he could have proceeded with more caution. Mm-hmm. And then I think the fact that she completely switched her mind up after reading Reddit. And then now you got Jess, this family friend, involved in this intervention saying, send your child to a disciplinary camp. And the mom's like, yes. Off she goes.
I feel that. I mean, disciplinary
They
camp.
going hard on her.
Yeah, she could have scrapped the disciplinary camp altogether. At the end of the day, you got to do your research and all that stuff. And I guess we wouldn't have done no disciplinary camp stuff like that. But I'm just trying to get the daughter some help of not pranking people and maybe possibly getting herself in a crazy situation. Yeah. But you kind of hit it on the head. Hopefully she already
don't do
learned
that
her, learned her lesson.
I would think a broke nose is enough a lesson to learn, especially as a girl with a broke nose.
Yeah.
You ever seen somebody nose be broke? Like they end up with black eyes. Mm-hmm. You know, you ever got hit in your nose, but then your eye turns black? You didn't even get hit in your eye. Yeah. But all of this right here is real sensitive. It's close to everything. It's close to your eyes. It's close to your mouth. You hit somebody like right here.
Mm-hmm. Nah, she was probably messed up. Yeah, you're right. Hopefully.
And as a girl, have to walk around. I'm sure she got a black eye if she had a broken nose. Mm-hmm. Then now your nose probably crooked because the bone broke. Right. It's swollen. Like, could you imagine? She looked toe up.
Probably.
As a girl. Yeah. That should be enough. And if that ain't enough, she got a problem. And y'all need to help her.
Right. Right.
Somebody else said, do not pay for this. You are a victim for F's sake. I guess they talk about the price for the disciplinary camp. Tell her to figure out therapy on her own or you will be finding a new wife soon. Not the asshole.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
That's what the commenters had to say.
Yeah, disciplinary camp is a real trigger. But
I guess the camp, I guess you got to pay for the camp and all that too. So I guess what they saying, they didn't say don't send her to the camp. They told him don't pay for it. Wow.
What?
Everybody has their own opinion.
Don't go to a free disciplinary camp.
Right?
That's going to be what?
Well, they just saying he don't need to pay for it. But they're married.
Yeah, just don't go in general.
I'm just saying they're married. So even if the wife pays for it, what is the difference? It's still money coming out of their home.
Yeah, it's just a comment.
I guess they're just saying as long as it's not coming out of his paycheck, they're fine. But when you married, everything that's leaving your house is leaving your house. Yeah. However, let's say that camp is $1,200 or more. That $1,200 could be pouring back into this household. I'm sure there's something in that house y'all need fixed. You know, it's always something that you could be doing with that $1,200. I just made up a number. I don't know how much this stuff costs.
Way more.
Yeah, I don't know. Mm-hmm. All you bad kids out there who went to disciplinary camps, tell me how much was it? Are you ready for the next story?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a little conflicted about this story.
Okay.
I'm not mad at the wife at all. It's something about her that I don't like.
Okay.
And I think it's because I don't like the way she allows her husband to treat her.
I can understand that.
And I don't like when people let people mess over them, but they come crying to everybody else when the person you need to be talking to is right there in your house.
Okay.
But let's get into it.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole? I pulled the Wi-Fi cord during my husband's online tournament.
What? Not the tournament.
I'm 27. My husband is 30. We just had our first baby, a girl. She's 3 months old. Okay. As most new parents know, it's been challenging. Sleepless nights, endless diaper changes. I'm on maternity leave, so I'm home with the baby all day. But I still need help from my husband, especially during the night. Seems fair enough.
Absolutely.
He works from home and is a huge gamer. He spends most of his free time playing online games with his friends. I've tried to be understanding and to give him his space, but it's been hard when he refuses to help with the baby at night. I've asked him multiple times to take turns getting up with her, but he always says he's too tired and that his games are important. Breastfeeding has been difficult. The baby has struggled with latching, so breastfeeding has been extremely painful. I was diagnosed with a condition twice already that makes breastfeeding extremely painful. Despite seeing me in pain, he just laughs it off.
Oh, wow.
Finding it amusing.
Yeah, something wrong with that.
Yeah, it is. He never offers to help during these moments, even though I'm visibly struggling and desperate for support. Any person who can laugh at you while you in pain, I don't even know how we got here. I don't even
Right.
know how you got to the altar. I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
One night after I'd been up with the baby for the third time, my husband was still glued to the computer and I had had enough. I went into his office and asked him to take over so I could get some sleep. He waved me off and said he was in the middle of the game and that I should just handle it. He added, "You're on maternity leave. You're free all day while I have to work, so I need time to relax. You just sitting around doing nothing all day anyway." With a newborn baby.
Oh yeah, he tripping.
Oh, for sure. I was exhausted and on the verge of tears. I needed his help, but he was completely dismissive. In a moment of frustration and desperation, I walked over to the router and I turned off the Wi Fi. I don't blame you. That's when he completely lost it. He stormed out of his office screaming at me. Apparently, he and his friends were in some sort of online tournament and they were about to win when I pulled the plug. He called me selfish, irresponsible, and accused me of sabotaging his form of relaxation. He went on to say that I had no right to interfere in his me time and that I should have just waited until he was done. I calmly explained that I needed his help and that our baby was more important than his game. He refused to listen and continued to berate me, adding that I haven't been having enough sex with him and that we've only had sex 4 times since the baby was born. He accused me of wanting to take everything away from him while doing nothing all day and sitting on my ass. He never helps during the day, even after he finishes work at 5 p.m. I don't expect him to help during work hours, but once he's off, he should be stepping up as a parent. Instead, he goes straight to his games, leaving me to handle everything alone. Since then, he's been sulking around the house, barely speaking to me. To make matters worse, his friends have been sending me nasty messages, calling me a crazy wife and saying that I'm unreasonable. One of them even suggested that my husband leave me because I'm too demanding.
What? That don't make no sense.
That told me almost everything I needed to hear. If his friends thought he could disrespect her, this ain't even the tip of the iceberg of what he doing to her.
Right.
I feel like I'm losing my mind here. I'm just trying to get a bit of support. I'm exhausted. And all I want was for him to step up and be a parent too. Instead, I'm being painted as a villain for wanting help with our newborn. Am I the asshole?
No, he a trifling dude. I don't see why y'all had a kid together.
I don't see why you need to be on Reddit asking us if you an asshole.
Yeah. He just seemed like he wasn't ready for no kid in the first place.
I don't like how he treating her. I don't like how he let his friends say something crazy to his wife. I don't like how she begging him. And I don't like how she's not sure enough of herself if she has to ask Reddit if she's the asshole. Like there are some scenarios where I think asking somebody if you're the asshole is warranted.
Yeah.
Like just punching this girl in the face. I thought that was a good request, but no.
I feel like she probably just asked him because maybe just a lot of like everybody's pointing the finger at her or around her. She's probably just around bad people in general.
She has to be.
That's what I'm saying.
But there's an update.
Okay.
But I almost don't want to read it because it's just exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like I'm listening to stupid shit.
Right.
And I don't like it.
I feel you.
And this sounds stupid to me.
It is stupid.
Like, are we really having a conversation about, are you the asshole because you want help from your husband behind a newborn baby? Like, are we really having this conversation?
She's around a lot of crazy people.
Like, it makes me think I'm losing my mind because I feel like everything you asking me just makes sense. But I'm like, am I crazy? And I don't like being put in a situation where I think I'm the one losing my mind.
That's what I'm saying. That's probably how she feels.
I'm going to read the update, but the more I read, the more she talks, the more I'm like, girl, are you the crazy one?
It's because you're around good people. She's around bad people. Her head's messed up. That's why she on Reddit.
I'm going to read y'all the update.
Not just because her head's messed up, but that's why she's asking these questions. Because she's probably surrounded a lot of people that's making her seem crazy.
And these are somebody's parents. Like, they got a little baby. Like, this is... I'm going to read y'all the updates. Here we go. I wanted to answer a few of your questions. For those asking why I married him in the first place, he was completely different before the baby was born. He was supportive and understanding. This behavior is new and shocking to me. To all those calling me an asshole, I am sorry.
Oh, wow. Wow. So they are calling her ass for what?
Why is she saying I'm sorry?
I don't get it. I don't know.
There's always gonna be somebody. They talked about Jesus Christ. They always gonna be somebody out there talking about you.
Right.
Like, who are you?
I know.
They talked about Jesus Christ. Like, you worry about somebody calling you an asshole and then you saying I'm sorry to them?
Oh my goodness.
Your words cut me deep, and I feel more hurt than I can express.
Okay.
I didn't turn off the Wi-Fi out of spite or because I couldn't handle my responsibilities. It was a desperate act after feeling completely unsupported and alone. I know why you cut the Wi-Fi off. I'm in agreement with you cutting the Wi-Fi off. Why the hell you apologizing to these people? She should have said, this why I cut off the Wi-Fi. I thought it was clear, but since you confused, let me tell you another way. That's how this should be reading, but let's continue. I feel like I'm drowning in guilt and sadness. My experience as a new mom is incredibly challenging. I agree. Like, that's normal though.
Right.
That shit hard. I'm constantly exhausted and I'm in pain from breastfeeding. With you there. All I do is cry because I feel like such a failure. I can't take anymore. She feels this way because she's also getting no support.
Right.
But you out here apologizing to these idiots on Reddit for telling you this your fault?
Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from.
I think she should have. I think pulling the Wi-Fi was the least of the husband's worries. I'm on her side with the Wi-Fi. And all of these challenges and her feeling crazy, I'm with her there. I'm with her there. It's this crying and begging these people that's beyond me. That's the part that I'm just like,
I don't see how she
you
got
lost
there.
me, girl.
Yeah.
I was with you all to this part.
Mm-hmm.
Then she talks about her husband. His name's Jake. Jake works hard. I really appreciate him, but his indifference to my struggles made me feel so isolated. I spend my days and nights in tears, wondering if I'm failing as a mother and a wife. All I've wanted is for us to share the responsibilities of parenting, especially during those late night feedings and diaper changes that leave me feeling so drained. Now, see, I would be more inclined to believe that he just might be being a subpar dad. But the fact that you told me that his friends text you and disrespected you tell me a whole lot about your husband that you're not saying.
Mm-hmm.
You got a way bigger problem than a hands-off dad. You married an asshole.
She said that he wasn't like this before the baby, though.
You think all of a sudden his friends just disrespected her out the blue?
I don't know where this is coming. I'm just going off of what she's saying.
You think she been with this man all this time, the guy married, had a baby, cooked the baby for a year, and then all of a sudden his friends start texting her, telling her crazy stuff?
I would say no, but who am I to tell her who her
like
husband
none
was
of this
before
making
the
any
kid?
sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you know how crazy. But I wish me and you had a disagreement, and let's just say I had some friends here. No, they just happen to know about it because his friends know about it because he disappeared off the game.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, let's just say the roles was reversed and me and you had a spat and my friends happen to know about it. I wish they would text you and confront you about something going on between me and you. Do you hear how crazy
Oh yeah. It
this sound? I wish one of my friends would confront you about something that me and you going through.
Yeah, I feel you.
Am I the only one like, what the hell am I reading?
We just reading their story.
Girl, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I don't know. She around some crazy people.
She continues, your words about me being selfish and immature hit hard because I've been questioning myself constantly. I never wanted to play the victim or make Jake out to be the bad guy.
Let's just continue the story. Is that where it ends?
No, unfortunately.
Oh my God.
All I wanted was for us to work together as a team, like we promised each other when we decided to start a family. I'm sorry if my actions hurt anyone, including my husband and his friends.
Yeah, this is just ridiculous.
I was overwhelmed and at my breaking point. I'm so sorry. I'm trapped in a cycle of guilt, feeling like everything is my fault. I never wanted to hurt anyone.
Okay.
I told y'all I didn't even want to read it.
Okay.
I don't know how to cope anymore. I'm not trying to be selfish. I'm just trying to survive. Girl, your husband is an ass. He wasn't helping taking care of the baby, so you pulled that plug on that boy game.
Right.
That's it.
Jesus.
You should have did a little more. Like, that's where it begins and ends.
Yeah. That's just a crazy
That was
story.
a reaction to what he was doing. That's
Yep.
it. What we crying about, whining about all of this for? I think you could have did some more.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get this story.
And
I don't get the comments. I don't get none of
I'm
it.
not a proponent of married people like leaving their homes when there's disputes, but this right here, if you was treat me like this, oh, I'm calling my mama. Cause ain't no way I'm going through that shit alone. Like
Nah, I
ain't
feel
no
you on that.
way I got a brand new newborn baby and got zero support.
Right.
If you was tripping like that, going straight from work, straight to games, and I'm coming to you asking for help and you like, girl, get away from me. Oh, I'm out of there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out of there. That should have been, you should have been writing us from the comfort of your bed at your parents' house. Like, am I the asshole for going to my mama house? That should have been the story. Am I an asshole for pulling some damn Wi-Fi? And now you crying, telling everybody you sorry.
Feel that.
Everybody needs to be apologizing to you and your baby.
Mm-hmm.
There's another update
Oh nah.
that I don't want to read because
Oh,
it's more whining.
oh Lord. Okay.
I'm gonna read it till I can't read no more.
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna leave a link for y'all because I already know there's gonna be a point where I'm just not gonna be able to do it no more, and I'll leave y'all the link to go read the rest of this nonsense for yourself.
Update 2.
Even though update 1 didn't give us nothing.
Wow. I
Did it
feel
give
like
you? Did you give you nothing?
No, I feel like I'm just trapped in this roller coaster.
Yeah.
This roller coaster just going down and down and down.
Like it's like she's just letting these people beat up on her emotionally, and she crying to Reddit, and I'm just like, girl, this man is literally in the next room, and you talking to us?
Yeah.
If you don't pounce on him,
Sure.
and I'm not saying in a physical way, but you should be socking it to him.
Yeah.
You
get
should be
straight.
going off, off. And why you going off? The bag should be getting packed if you to be going to your mama.
Yeah.
And if your mama not available, I don't know, maybe if your mama's still living, or maybe her mom might be. We got a good girlfriend. We got a sister. I wouldn't be there dealing with that.
Yeah.
Next update.
Okay.
First, I wanted to say that I initially posted this just to find out if I was wrong for sabotaging my husband's tournament. That was her real question. She really was confused.
She's wrong. She's around the wrong people. It's okay. It's not, but whatever.
I ended up sharing a lot of context, and I never expected to receive such an outpouring of advice on other issues. But oh my God, your responses have been the best thing that's ever happened to me lately. Your words have had a profound impact on me. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you guys so much, to all the moms, dads, and everyone who offered me any advice and educated me on postpartum depression. She probably is going through that.
Mm-hmm.
After reading through everything, I have an appointment next Friday. I never thought I'd say this to random strangers, but I love you guys so much. You turned my life around. Thank you so much to everyone who informed me about my tongue ties. Oh, they're talking about breastfeeding issues.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes into she got some advice about the pain and everything that she's going through with the breastfeeding. She said that the baby latching better now, and so she's not in as much pain. We really happy about that.
Absolutely.
Because you don't need to be in pain and your baby need her food. So win-win.
Yep.
Yesterday, I was feeling so depressed, crying all day, but today everything feels so much better. Each one of the comments made a difference. I've read almost all of your advice, though I couldn't reply to everyone. I spent a lot of time reading each and every comment, and my heart is deeply touched. Again, thank you so much. And another thing, crying, being sad, depressed, that ain't the problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's this, you don't know that how don't you not know that you're not wrong for pulling the Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
I'm still stuck at you really. I think she really thought that she was wrong for pulling this damn Wi-Fi.
Right.
And I don't have a clue. I don't know how his friends confront his wife, and I don't know how she taking that.
I don't get it either.
Now, this whole thing about she's going through a rough time. She's sad, she crying, she got these breastfeeding problems. All of that I can get with.
Mm-hmm.
But this Wi-Fi and these friends and his husband treating her like shit, that I can't get with.
Feel that.
Okay. She goes into the sex thing. She says, about the sex thing, thank you to everyone who made me aware that this isn't normal. I had been feeling guilty the whole time, thinking it's been 6 weeks and wondering why I didn't want to have sex. Jake was gaslighting me into believing that my sex drive should have been back to normal after 6 weeks and guilting me for now wanting to have sex. Each of the 4 times we did it, I felt uncomfortable, but I thought maybe it was just me. Now that everyone has shared how long their partners waited and husbands have told me how long they waited for their wives to be comfortable, it made me realize that I was being pressured unfairly.
Yeah, she's just in a bad space. She's around the wrong people.
How you don't know you was being pressured unfairly just from what your husband was saying and doing to you? Like, why did it take strangers telling you this for you to know you don't know when you being treated bad? I'm concerned. Like, why
Some people
don't you know
don't.
you ain't you?
Some people don't. You don't think anybody doesn't?
It's just so obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like what he's doing to her is not. He's not being like sneakily about it. It's
Right.
very overt.
Yeah.
If it was a different situation, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, girl, I could see, you know." But like he is, like this man ain't hiding his jackassness.
Right.
What are we confused about?
Some people just confused.
There's a lot more. Also, there were a few gamer people who trolled me heavily for what I did, but most of the gamer parents, especially gamer dads, came forward and shared how wonderful they are as parents and how gaming comes after their child.
As it should.
Of course. But here we are talking about the obvious. The first hour after I posted this, I was harassed badly, especially by this one person. This one person. His account has been deleted by the moderators.
Okay.
But after that horrific hour, most people were supportive and nice. She goes into more backlash from the gaming community. Then she says, "Trust me, you guys, it's not just about the advice, but the emotional support you have given me in a day. Sitting miles away from me. My husband couldn't even give me that in 3 months, being under the same roof. This made me feel so much better realizing how much I needed this support." She definitely needs some support. I just don't know what's going on here. She talks about how she cries all the time. She's feeling overwhelmed. She's feeling guilt. She's thanking everybody for their kind words. She's saying she's grateful. That's update 2. Then she says, "I'm here to answer some Q&A. Do
Okay.
y'all want this Q&A? Sure, why not?
Mm.
How long have we been together? We dated for 1 year and 5 months before getting married and have been married for about a year and 4 months. So in total, 2 years and 9 months. 2 years and 9 months is a very short amount of time. And it, all in 2 years and 9 months, you dated, married, and had a baby.
Yeah. People move that fast.
I feel like you don't even really know somebody. Like you on the cusp of really knowing it to like year 3.
I feel that.
Now, and I'm not saying married, I'm saying together. I think 3 years is solid to where you've experienced 3 holidays. So now you know his family, he know your family. Y'all done already had the arguments at the airport, because them arguments at the airport is coming. Because men and women just travel differently, right? You've got enough time under your belt to where you've had it. Like that first year, you should really just be in bliss, right? If y'all got some crazy ass arguments y'all first year, that's a red flag. So now the honeymoon phase is over, you're getting settled into your relationship. And like year 2, y'all coasted. By the time you get to year 3, the mask should be completely gone. And now y'all truly know each other. You've had some arguments. You've met the family. You've seen how they handle conflict. You see how they was raised. You've been around the people. I think 3 years is when y'all solid and y'all know what you're dealing with after year 3. But the fact that you dated, married, and have a baby, and it's been 2 years and 9 months.
A little fast. Yeah. It be like that though.
Then
That's what they be. That's what I mean. People be on that.
So now the story makes sense. And how your husband just, behaving this way. His friends treating you crazy. He letting his friends treat you crazy.
Yeah, you ain't know enough about
I
it.
don't think you know him now.
Yeah. You still learning a lot.
How old was they when they got together? How old is girl? She's 27. He's 30. So maybe 24, 25.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Was the pregnancy planned? Yes, it was planned and actually his idea. I wanted to wait at least a year after being married, but he made everything sound so good. Like we would be such great parents and how we would do stuff together and how happy everything would be. I am concerned for her. Because a man who begged for a child but then started treating her like this,
Yeah.
I'm really concerned. She goes on and on about how the pregnancy was planned. The next question was, how long does my maternity leave last? Is it paid or unpaid? She says, I work at a well-known USA-based company that offers 16 weeks of paid maternity leave. Maternity leave can be extended up to 22 weeks, but most additional weeks will be unpaid. Someone asked, how does my income compare to his? I do make a little more than he does annually, but I also have longer work hours. He usually works from 10 to 5 with an hour break in between. So about 6 hours of actual work. So I asked, why did I have a baby with him when I knew he was going into gaming? She said, no, he wasn't into gaming that much before. It was like 3 or 4 hours a day. Ooh, that's still a lot. 3 to 4 hours every day? Whatever. I guess that's not too bad. Everybody got their hobbies. I guess it ain't too bad. After the baby came, he didn't game much for about a week. But after that, oh my God, he's been gaming 24/7, even during meals and work breaks. She went on talking more about the damn gaming. Someone said, does he help with other chores? No, he rarely ever does. I do all the chores, the laundry, the dishes, the vacuuming. Once I threatened him that he must at least do his own dishes because I wouldn't do it anymore. And after that, he got a huge stack of disposable plates and spoons and cups. Honestly, I use those too from his stack sometimes because I'm just exhausted. Wow. I do most of the cooking. He'll boil an egg from time to time. She went on, talked about, she asked him to change a diaper while she was at her gynecologist follow-up. He wouldn't even change the baby diaper, let the baby sit in poo while he ordered him some DoorDash. She went on and on about some more stuff, and she go on. I can't do it no more, y'all. I'm gonna send y'all the link.
Okay.
It's another page and a half of more.
You're right. I'm sure it goes on.
I'm drained emotionally.
Yeah.
We got another story, yo. I'm gonna perk back up.
Okay, let's do it.
That girl and this man.
Forget him.
Let's go. Am I the asshole for telling my husband I'd rather raise a kid who stands up for themselves than one who blindly obeys?
Hey, I feel that.
I'm in support of raising strong kids.
That's right. 100%.
Let's go. I'm 32. My husband is 31. We had a son 6 years old. He's a sweet, curious kid. He's into dinosaurs and loves riding his bike. Last weekend, I went to the grocery store while my husband stayed home with him. Apparently, our son went outside riding his bike and left it in the front yard while he ran inside to get some water. A few minutes later, our neighbor, Miss Robert, came over saying that her grandson saw our son take his bike. My husband looked out the window but didn't see our son's bike and assumed the worst. My husband confronted him, but our son insisted that he didn't steal anything. He said his bike was gone. My husband didn't believe him and told him he was grounded. No TV, no tablet until he told the truth and apologized. His bike is missing.
Right. I don't know.
It wouldn't if he stole a bike, he would have two bikes?
Right.
His bike and the stolen bike?
I don't get it.
Am I reading a Dr. Seuss book with just green eggs and ham? Like, what is happening?
Right.
If he has a bike, if he stole a bike, we got two bikes in the yard.
Right.
He said he looked out the window and saw 0 bikes.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
My son refused to apologize. He said, I didn't take anyone's bike. Why are you punishing me when I didn't do anything? That's right, baby. Stick up for yourself.
Right.
Later that afternoon, the neighbor returned, visibly embarrassed. Turns out her grandson had taken our son's bike to the park because he thought my son's bike looked cooler. He made the whole story up to avoid getting in trouble when his parents saw the different bike. When I got home, my husband explained the situation. I figured, okay, you'll apologize to our son and this will be a learning moment. But nope, he doubled down. He said our son still needed to be punished for disrespect and refusing to obey. I said, so you want to punish him for telling the truth and standing up for himself? He said, it's the principle. He needs to listen, even when he doesn't agree. I said, I'd rather raise a child who knows how to stand up for himself than one who just lays down and accepts mistreatment, especially when he's innocent. I agree. We got into a pretty heated argument. He says I'm being unreasonable and dramatic and undermining him as a parent. But I don't think I'm wrong for wanting to teach my son that it's okay to say no when something is unfair, even if it comes from a parent. Am I the asshole? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm still confused on how he thought the boy stole a bike and there's no bike in the yard.
I don't get that.
I don't know either. Some parents just never can apologize. And I know we're going to have a lot of people in the comments who talk about parents who just cannot say, I'm sorry. There are people out there who just cannot say, I'm sorry, no matter what. And this is a perfect example. He is wrong as 2 left shoes, but can't apologize to a 6-year-old. Is that how young this baby is? Yes. You can't say you sorry to a 6-year-old child. And you clearly wrong. The neighbor wrong too. But the crazy thing is the neighbor had enough maturity to come and apologize after she basically just went up to these people and said, your son stole from my grandson. That's way more embarrassing than she had the guts enough to be like, you know what? I apologize.
Parents be like that though.
But you can't apologize to a 6-year-old?
Yeah, it's
Unfortunate.
Yep,
But kudos to this mom for fighting and sticking up for her baby.
absolutely.
Because this is crazy. You didn't ask him where was his bike? At least, like, where's his bike?
Right.
Lordy. Someone else, well, let's read what the commenters had to say. Someone said the neighbor realized she was wrong and went over and made it right, even though it was embarrassing for her. Yeah, your husband needs to learn from her and own up to his mistake. Someone else said, all your husband is doing is teaching a boy that you don't have to be held accountable if you're an adult. Someone else said, not the asshole. Your husband sounds like he's insecure. God forbid he's ever wrong and a child is right. I can't imagine how much of a pushover he is at work.
Oh, wow. That's real, though.
Someone else says your husband needs to apologize, both for being wrong and for being impulsively wrong. Where's the other bike? Questions that needs answers.
Right.
Where's the other bike if your son supposedly took it? And what happened to the other boy's bike? Like, we all confused.
Right.
And what was your son expected to do? Be obedient and just lie? Your husband needs to take his lumps and then maybe he'll learn to think about what he's being told instead of going straight into punishment mode to supposedly make the complaint go away. People who want to be treated as though they're right need to make the effort to actually be right.
100%. I agree with that. Yep.
Whew, these stories today.
Crazy.
Yeah. Recap?
Sure.
What is your worst petty parent story? My husband and his big mouth hurt our daughter's feelings. That's the one who told his daughter, you was a mistake. You was a broken condom.
Mm-hmm.
Story number 2, am I the asshole for punching my stepdaughter?
That was crazy.
Yes, it was. Story 3, am I the asshole for pulling the Wi-Fi cord on my husband during my husband's online tournament? And then last but not least, am I the asshole for telling my husband I'd rather raise a kid who stands up for themselves than who blindly obeys?
Yeah, it depends on how you're looking at it. I think the first one, I want to say just because, I don't know. Number 1 and 2 is kind of tricky, but I'm just going to say this. I think the first one might be the daughter because her feelings is hurt from her dad. But versus it could have been the one because she got swung on and, now she got a broken nose. So to me, those is kind of crazy, but the daughter having her feelings hurt from her dad and him laughing about it is kind of crazy. But yeah. I wouldn't say that has to be number 1. The number 2 might be the prankster because, yeah, your nose is broken, but you was pranking like nobody was home and you a shadow in the bathroom and you trying to do a prank and you just got caught in the fire. And then number 3 would be what you got the...
We got the boy with the bike and we got the girl in the Wi-Fi.
That Wi-Fi got to just be number 4 off rip. I'm sorry. That just got to be number 4. So number 3 would have to be the
boy with the bike.
The boy with the bike.
I ain't rating none of this today.
Okay.
Number 1 is hard. The punching her and breaking her nose is just crazy. Even though I get the scenario, right?
Right.
But just the fallout is just so extreme.
Mm-hmm.
But then we also have this 15-year-old girl who daddy made a crazy comment.
Right.
We got 2 15-year-olds who,
right,
need some help. The first 15-year-old, she ain't do nothing wrong. Mm-hmm. All she did was ask, did you use IVF for me too? She ain't do nothing wrong. And we got the next 15-year-old popping out of showers, setting up cameras in bathrooms. Mm-hmm. Oh, she's 14. I don't know who's first or second. Well, I think I would go with your list.
Okay.
You guys let us know what you think.
Yeah, definitely let us know.
I will put the link to the Wi-Fi stories and all the updates so you can enjoy all she has to say.
Absolutely.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode on petty parents.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're not a petty parent. If you are, let us know.
Drop a subscribe, a like.
Yep. And we will see you in the next one.
All right now.
Bye.